Hey, everybody. It is Chuck Barone. Friday, August the 30th, 2024. Getting ready to kick off a big Labor Day weekend, the end of summer, start of fall, my favorite time of the year. Well, I will not be unhappy to get rid of these 115-degree days here in Vegas. Greetings to everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. Welcome to the show. Welcome to everybody on the chat. Quiet day today. It's Friday before Labor Day weekend. Are you kidding me? I'm guessing people would rather be doing anything right now than watching videos on YouTube. Am I right? Except for, of course, us, the diehard crazies. But it's good to be here. It was an interesting day today on the markets. You guys, I'm sure, saw these PCE numbers coming in pretty good for the Fed. A lot of weird things going on. I got to say, we're running this, which goes to what you guys were saying in this chat here, especially Dave talking about it. We seem to have this parallel tracks in this economy. Now, some people you talk to, not most, some people seem to think the economy is just fine. Everything's normal. I know a lot of my friends, especially people that work for the government, school teachers, people that have regular jobs, the casino people here in Vegas. The beat goes on for them, man. Everything's great. They're making money. Of course, they're everybody complaining about the higher cost for everything, but they're just their life going on. That's the only really thing they got to talk about is higher prices. Some people, though, not making enough money. Their income's not keeping up with this inflation. So people having some difficulty making ends meet perfectly, right? So it's really weird because the economy, the statistics we see for the most part on the economy tell us things are going great. Consumer sentiment higher, consumer confidence higher, but I don't know, man. The people I'm talking to are not talking about how great this economy is. They're talking about getting by, they're talking about doing okay, but nobody's saying, wow, things are great. Especially anybody I'm talking to in the real estate industry. Most of those guys are like I am now, basically hunkered down in the foxhole waiting for the all clear. But anyway, so weird day today in the markets. Inflation coming down, PCE numbers coming in good today. Markets reacting to those numbers. Interesting day. So the Dow Jones, new world record again for the Dow, up 228 points today. 41,563 points on the Dow, another all-time high. The interesting thing was the Dow was up and rocketing all day. NASDAQ, S&P, not so much. They were kind of lagging, and then at the end of the day rallied up. So we got some gains all the way across the board. The NASDAQ ends up 197 points, 17,713 on the NASDAQ. The S&P gains 56 points, 5,648. So all of these indexes, Dow at a record high, NASDAQ close to a record high, S&P this close to another record high. So stock market telling us businesses are doing great. Major corporations, public companies. Okay, good. Mom and pop, not so much, but businesses are doing good. The bond market today, well, prices coming down again. Yields up. So listen to these numbers. Now, this is interesting. The 10-year up 4 basis points to 3.91%. 3.91 on the 10-year. The 2-year up 3 basis points, 3.92. So now that's it. 1 basis point on this inversion. So you have the 10-year up here. It's been up here. Now it's 1 basis point. Here's the 2-year, here's the 10-year. Pretty soon they're going to re-invert. The 10-year will be higher than the 2-year, and then the yield curve's going to go back to normal. It's the weirdest thing I got to say, I don't think I've ever seen that happen without some kind of recession. So it's really an anomaly, something the weirdest thing like I've ever seen. Dollar today continuing to rally up. The dollar up 36 basis points. 101.72 on the index. So the dollar continuing to rally. I'm a strong dollar guy, so I like this. But Surprising, really, because it looked like the dollar was cratering out. I guess it must have been that half point chat they were having for a while. Anyway, dollar rallies up. Up dollar, of course, gold and silver suffer a little bit. Gold down $17.60 today, $2,504.30 for an ounce of gold. Silver down 55 cents per ounce, $28.83 for an ounce of silver. Silver, I can't make it work, guys. I think we're going to have a little bit more of a correction in silver before we get to 30, but it's really having some difficulty with that resistance. I really thought silver was going to be leading the pack here. And I still believe it's got a long way to go in this rally. It's just not hanging in there as high like gold has been. Just not doing it. Oil today falls. Prices down $2.28 per barrel. Barrel of West Texas Intermediate now $73.63 for a barrel. Just exactly where we expect it to be, right in that 70 to 75 trough. Oil, there's not any kind of real story with oil right now. Supply is what it is. Demand is what it is. The only X factor with oil, possible recessions, China, U.S., falling demand, or the big one, of course, the always X factor, war breaks out in the Middle East. Bitcoin today falls. Bitcoin was up earlier today, rallied up a little bit, couldn't sustain it, falls $538, now at $58,992. Looks like Bitcoin going the way of silver, going to have to go down and retest some lows before it can rally back up and try to break through resistance again. It's a bummer, man. All right, let's talk about news. So we got PCE today. We were fully expecting this, waiting for this to happen. The numbers came in pretty much, couldn't have asked for better. Well, I guess you could have, but the numbers came in good. Month over month, up 0.2%, exactly what they expected. Top line, PCE, year over year, 2.5%. So there you have right exactly what they were announcing, talking about. And then you have the core PCE coming, right? Core comes in at 2.6%. Wow, that's a really good number. They were expecting 2.7. Now listen to this, guys. Over the past 3 months, the core number has been 1.7. Yay. So that Fed can continue that. We're going to see core PCE under 2%. Pretty astonishing work, I gotta say. I gotta start thinking in my mind that this supply chain issue had a lot, and corporates taking advantage of that had a lot more to do with inflation than the money printing stuff, especially since the Fed's been pulling a lot of money out of the economy, because this is just going away too easy. At least from my own experience back in the day in my youth, right? Craziest stuff, though. So all lights green now for Powell and the Fed rate cuts. Powell's got to be the happiest guy in the world today. I think that this has got to be the longest streak that I've ever seen any Fed chair get of just good news, good news, good news, good news, good news, man. It's crazy. I can't remember it being like this. So now these numbers get confirmed. These PCE numbers get confirmed coming up with CPI, PPI coming up in August. If the job numbers stay like they're supposed to, they're expecting 160,000 jobs here in August, so we'll see how that works, okay? But if all of this just seems to be working, we might actually see the white elephant, the unicorn, the perfect soft landing of the economy from higher rates to lower rates. I got to say, I've had my doubts all along, and I still do. But my eyes are kind of watching this whole thing line up and just work exactly how they want it to. So, you can have these feelings, it feels a certain way, but feelings don't count as much as visual, actual evidence does. And the evidence says the economy is doing well. It's freaking crazy, man, because it just doesn't feel like it. Now, it's a very strange time, guys, as I've been saying to you on the show. Economic indicators show the economy is rocking and rolling. Everything's good for the most part. Everything's good. Personal economics, not so good. Seems to be a lot of people right now having a very difficult time. It just is. Now, I guess your environment shapes that for you, right? And I'm a mortgage guy, so a lot of the people I'm dealing with want to buy houses and can't, or frustrated for some reason, mainly because of the cost of houses and the payments. But so this is what I'm dealing with. So maybe my view of it's a little bit jaundiced, right? Really strange times though, man. I've never seen anything like it because, again, you got this two parallels working. Some people doing well and feeling like the economy is great, even though prices are higher. Some people feel like the people that haven't had the gains in income that this side has, really feeling the difference, man. More debt, bigger payments on that debt because of higher rates. Money not going as far as it used to. It's just shitty, man. Now you got debt rising on the bad side, right? But the government tells us that you don't need to be going into debt because wages are growing faster than inflation. I don't know, man. I don't know too many people that are making 20% more today than they were before this inflation started. I don't know anybody. I don't know many people doing that. So it's kind of really strange. Now, again, we'll see. This is all gonna play out over the next few months. So we'll be here every day talking about it, watching it, and laughing about it on the chat room. It's going to be a historic time. We're living history right now. People don't appreciate it as much as they do later when they're reading this history. Fascinating times we're living in, guys. All right, moving on. So inflation continuing to come down. The Fed very happy with the way things are going with inflation. Obviously, rate cuts coming in September. Now it's all going to, I think this inflation question, unless there's some anomaly or some spike coming up, I think we can put the inflation question behind us now, or at least start thinking about maybe it's not the beginning of the end, but it by certainly way past the end of the beginning. Now it's going to be all about jobs and the economy. So everything going to change now. The whole focus of the market is going to change. It's, again, like I said, fascinating times. Let me get a sip. Okay, what else happened today? I was reading an interesting article, Allstate. I've been telling you guys about homeowners and insurance going up through the roof. State of California, Allstate gets approval for a 34% increase in homeowners costs. So if you're in California, guys, if you're listening to this from California, and you have Allstate, be prepared for a 34% increase in your homeowners insurance. It's happening all over the place, guys. It's going to be the roadblocks to homeownership just keep getting taller, bigger and taller. I mean, California already has crazy high prices on everything. And you imagine, I mean, you got a $2,000 a year homeowners policy. Now you're going to get bumped with another $650 in 1 year. It's going to go up like that. Boom. Wow. People, they're killing working people. And I don't know how fixed income people that's incomes, they're getting a pension, they're getting Social Security, that's all they're getting kind of people. I don't know how they're making ends meet, man. It's not great times. So University of Michigan, this is really good. Their stuff is actually really good. Comes out today showing consumer index continues to climb. Consumer sentiment continues to climb. Consumers feeling better about inflation. And they're already feeling like the numbers keep coming down where they expect inflation to be a year from now. They feel like their incomes are going to start to grow. They feel like their personal economies are getting better. It's amazing because they expect the index to be down. The index was up. People feeling, like I said, if you're going to get lower inflation and more income, you're going to see consumer sentiment rise. So consumers, not me, but most consumers feeling better about the economy. Crazy, right? Gold on a roll, guys. Gold, gold, gold. The story of stories, beating everything this year. Listen to this. Gold has turned out 32 times this year. 32 times so far has broken the all-time high. Boom, 32 times. So gold on a real roll, and the world hasn't really woken up to the big rally in gold yet. And I think when they see the price of gold now, that's when you're going to see a big surge in silver. The smaller investors not want to spend $2,500 on 1 ounce, going to turn to silver instead. You're going to see that rally come. You're going to see it, guys. Atlanta GDP Now tracker, okay, tracking the third quarter GDP, which will end at the end of September, now showing 2.5% growth in Q3. Now we know they just raised the second quarter GDP higher from 2.8 to 3% in the second quarter. Now GDP for the third quarter continuing to go cook. I mean, let me say this. I think the Fed likes GDP growth around 2%, maybe a little less. So growth exceeding the standard last quarter, for sure, looking like it's going to as well this quarter. Wow, right? Consumer spending continues up. Big surprise this month, consumer spending up 0.5%. So consumer spending rising this month over month, that was translated to year over year, that'd be up a 6% clip, which is a very good number for the economy. The economists were expecting 0.2%. So they got a big jump. And last month's number, 0.3. So accelerating the consumer spending, keeping the economy going. And last, guys, Dollar General, you saw what happened to them? They had a shit earnings report, crappy guidance going forward, stock got pulverized. Dollar General serves lower income people. Now they said 60% of their customers now putting off necessaries, groceries, medicines, stuff like that. So Dollar General pointing to one view of the economy, like I've been talking, this parallel. The other view is the economists in the country telling us how great things are. Fascinating times, guys. But anyway, that's it for the week, today, the hour. It's going to be a great weekend. It's Labor Day weekend. Everybody gets to have a 3-day weekend, man. Get that barbecue fired up, guys. Last one for the summer. We know the fall is here. We'll have football this weekend, even though we don't get any pros. We get some college games to kick things off through the weekend. Big ton of games tomorrow. We get football Sunday. We get football Monday for Labor Day. I'm a happy guy. Can you tell I like football? I'm a happy guy. So this will maybe cheer up the show a little bit every day. Anyway, everybody, get out. Forget about the markets. Forget about money. Forget about all this madness. Enjoy time with your friends and families. Get a little sun on your face. Barbecue it up. Have a couple of cold ones. Smoke a nice stogie. Whatever it is that makes you guys happy, get on after it, man. Have an amazing, awesome weekend. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hit the like button on the way out, guys. It really helps the show out. Have a great weekend, one and all. And we will see you guys back again on Tuesday. Until then, everybody, take care. Thanks.